Hello and welcome to our Lunch and Learn. It is Wednesday and just going to start in a few minutes for people to join us. I know that starting on time or people coming on time is a little bit hard, especially when it's at noon. So I'm just going to give people a little grace period and we'll start in just a few. Start. Hello and welcome to our weekly Lunch and Learn. My name is Cherie, Marketing Manager with Flamel.AI, and I am here today to talk to you about how to use each social platform. So if you haven't seen any of our past lunch and learns from like the last 4 weeks, those were kind of like the foundation of what you need to do to build out your social media strategy. So if you're a brand, business, or just any personal use, the last couple of lunch and learns are live on our YouTube channel. So if you missed them, make sure that you check those out. Those past webinars were about finding your brand's voice, finding your audience, and then how to build your social community, and then building out your content pillars. Very fundamental, very heavy information in those webinars on how to build out your strategy for your brand when it comes to your social media, but super useful and essential to know where you're headed when it comes to being on social media. So for this lunch and learn, we're just going to cover the big four social media platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and well, X, and then LinkedIn. But I just kind of want to talk about before that the significance of understanding and optimizing each of these medias. So, social media platforms provide a very powerful opportunity for brands to connect with their audience, their target audience, increase brand visibility, and build loyalty within their community of followers. So, in today's world of social media, it has evolved. So, there are plenty of different social media platforms. out there to utilize to find your audience, to see where your audience is at. But each one has different tools, different features that can shape your public opinion, drive sales, and build brand identity. So each of these platforms have unique features, like I mentioned, and caters to a distinctive audience, which serves different styles of communication. So that's just the overview of understanding. So diving in a little bit deeper of the significance in optimization when it comes to these platforms. Again, I'm talking about the top four. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Well, X. But being able to have a diverse audience. So each platform attracts different demographics. So for instance, Instagram may be targeted more towards millennials in that age range between, I guess it's 27 to 45. I want to say that's millennial. Um, and then whereas like TikTok, for instance, is catered towards more of Gen Z, but we're starting to see like a little shift when it comes to audiences. But being able to understand which audience is on which platform is beneficial to your strategy. Specialized features. So, for instance, Instagram has stories which you can utilize, and then LinkedIn, you can do long form articles or posts. Having these platforms offer different features are tailored to specific communication needs. And then optimized engagement. So any type of just like generic content often fails. So if you're posting generic content, that's a no-go. So being able to tailor content to each platform's style. So each platform has different styles, different types of content that can be posted, and which will help your audience increase and build up that engagement as well. And then purposeful communication. So being able to communicate with these audiences. So not all platforms serve the same goal when it comes to communicating. Like LinkedIn, you find your business professionals. So your tone and how you speak with that audience is going to be completely different than how you may show up on, let's say, Twitter or even like TikTok, where it's more kind of laid back and raw material. And then last but not least, return on your investment and analytics. I feel like this is crucial, especially for anyone who owns a brand. Being able to optimize your presence online ensures that you get a better return on your investment. So the more that you are creating content and you see that content resonate with your audience, it's kind of top of funnel. So building that brand awareness and then starting to build that trust with your audience will lead you down to a loyal following and then also a retention of consumers. So just keep that in mind. For anyone who may be joining us right now, if you missed a little bit of the beginning, I do post this webinar the next day, so 24 hours after. So tomorrow, this will be live on our YouTube channel. Flamel, just type in Flamel.AI and you'll find our channel there, and you'll be able to rewatch this webinar just in case you missed anything. But I kind of want to go into each of the platforms that we host. So currently, Flamel only hosts for the big four, is what I call it. So Facebook, Instagram, uh, X, but formerly known as Twitter, and then LinkedIn. Those are the four social platforms that we currently schedule posts on. But we are working on adding some more of those platforms as well. Also, if you guys have any questions, I'm just going to open the Q&A. You can drop questions there, and then I'll just go back in and answer those questions if you have any. But so for Facebook, You have personal profiles and business pages. In order for you to have a business page, you have to have a personal profile. And then groups and events. So Facebook offers group pages, which allows you to build communities within those groups. And then events are just like kind of similar to Eventbrite, so you can have host online events or have in-person events. And then Facebook Marketplace and ads. So this is kind of like their version of their shop. So you can post specific items or products through their Facebook Marketplace. And then they also have their own ad manager where you can have page social be posted through Facebook and Instagram. And with this, some ways to optimize Facebook and their features is obviously, I hope everyone knows, is engaging with their users. So responding to comments and using interactive features like Q&As and polls, having some type of visual content. So using high quality images and videos, and being consistent. So, regularly posting at times when audiences are most active. With that, I've had like a conversation or two with some people quite recently about like what are the best times for posting on Facebook or Instagram or whatever platform they wanted to post on. And 9 times out of 10, these platforms do tell you like these are your active times when your followers are online. I personally do not always agree with those times that are suggested. If I did want to post at that specific time, let's say it's at like 7 p.m., what I do is I post it prior to 7 p.m. because what you have to think is if 7 p.m. is when most of my followers are active and I post something, then how many of those followers are actually falling off after 7 p.m.? So I always wanna lead up to the peak time because those are peak, those are my averages, so once I post, I wanna post, like, let's say if it's 7 PM is my active time, I'd like to post probably, like, 30 or 45 minutes prior, so let's say 6:15, just to start building up that, momentum of that specific post. And then Facebook also offers, insights, so analytics. So, analyzing your metrics to refine your strategy. So, seeing what works, what doesn't work, will help you refine your strategy within Facebook. Next, we have Instagram. So, Instagram has different types of ways of posting online your content. So stories, posts, IGTV, that's no longer in existence. But there is a rumor that they are bringing back 10-minute videos. So we'll see where that falls down the line in the next couple of months. But which IGTV was one of the first platforms that offered those longer form content pieces or video pieces. So we'll see if they bring that back. And then obviously with Reels, TikTok competitor. Instagram also offers their shopping and ads. So the ads they do have their own kind of like their ad manager, but if you wanted to boost any post, I would suggest going through Meta for Instagram ads. You just get a wider variety of posting through Meta's ad manager than just boosting a post through Instagram. And then direct messaging and filters. So being able to communicate with your followers through DMs, and having some type of filtration system with that as well. Some of the ways that you can optimize your Instagram account is through visual storytelling. So having those high quality images and videos compared to, let's say, TikTok. TikTok is more of like that raw, organic content that is just kind of like on the fly. Somebody just post up their camera and hit record and they post it without a care in the world. Carefree is TikTok's way, whereas Instagram, it's more tailored and I would say strategic storytelling um, type of content. And then you want to engage. So being able to engage through stories. Stories are a different uh, algorithm. So being able to utilize Instagram stories using their polls, their Q and A's, or even like some countdowns if you have a product launch or an event that's happening. These are just different ways that you can engage with your following. Using hashtags. So I've also had a debate here and there about are hashtags still relevant. Hashtags are relevant in different platforms, in my opinion. Um, but through Instagram, you don't really get as much reach or increased discoverability through hashtags. They are beneficial if you keep them at a minimum. I like to stay between 3 to 5 hashtags, just making sure that I'm narrowing down my focus and not using those wide range hashtags. And then also focusing on the captions and using keywords within within my caption to also be able to be found by new audiences who are using the search bar within Instagram. And then like even if you do like have a video or images or a carousel, having those images also be optimized as well. So having that information, there's a way through Instagram to add to add text to image so that people are able to associate what this image is about. If you guys want to learn more about that, I can go a little bit more in depth in a separate video, or I'll just make a post on our Instagram or TikTok about how you can utilize these different features. And then with Instagram, you obviously want to have analytics. So being able to track your post performances and adjusting when you're posting, what times you're posting, when people are most active on Instagram. And then moving towards X, formerly known as Twitter. So Twitter is a platform where you can tweet, retweet, and reply. This is more of like a heavier base text platform. So that's what Twitter is. And Twitter, you can also create moments and lists that people can follow that you can just post in the specific catered to list. And then direct messaging. So you can DM other people and also have Twitter ads as well. Um, in some ways that you can engage with make that yeah engage with followers through Twitter is by responding to either like some mentions or joining trending conversations. For anyone who is starting out on Twitter and has a zero following, I would suggest like finding what topics you are interested in or what your brand is a part of and joining those conversations out your to start building out that connection with people who don't follow you. Hashtags highly are highly used in Twitter still, and they're still effective. So being able to find those hashtags that work for your brand specifically will help with visibility. When you are Another way that you can optimize your Twitter is by incorporating images and videos. This will help with higher engagement. Um, you One thing that these platforms are trying to do is have their users stay online on their platform as long as possible. It just serves their platform better. And then with Twitter, obviously, analytics, I'm going to keep saying this. So having the analytics live, so being a business page, you can monitor your tweets, which ones are performing well and which ones aren't performing well, and refining your strategy that way as well. And this is through like what topics are people looking for, what hashtags are working, if it's mainly like tips and tricks, or is it data? Is it news related? Twitter is more of like keeping up to date and posting right on time. It's real time information is what Twitter is being used for. For anyone, again, who has joined us a little bit after our start time, if you missed the first half, this will be posted on YouTube, on our YouTube tomorrow at noon. So make sure that you're either subscribed or following any of our other social accounts so that you know when that is live, so that you can stay up to date. And then last but not least, LinkedIn. I feel like LinkedIn is a platform that a lot of people sleep on, but you can have a professional. This is more for like the professional, yeah, professional person. So you can have like a personal profile, a company page, and or like a showcase page. The types of posts that you can post are articles, images, videos, and then you can join different LinkedIn groups and job listings. LinkedIn also offers like a learning academy where you can, I guess, sign up and take a course and be certified within that course or topic. And you are technically LinkedIn certified. So there are some companies and brands that allow that as like a certificate that you're certified. So a way to optimize LinkedIn, you want to think into like the professionalism mindset. So tailoring your content towards more of like business to business audiences or even some business to consumer. If you are a business or you are a freelancer, that is a way for you to build up your network. And that leads me into building your networking. So being able to engage in thoughtful conversations and have like those recommend and have like endorsed recommendations to like different skill sets that you have as well. So being able to build out your network with people online. And then joining relevant groups and sharing your insights. I would highly suggest if you have a specific product, like for Flamel, I focus mainly on social media marketing as we are a social media marketing content company. We want to focus on the topics of social media. So I will try and find those groups and enter those conversations and give my insight as the brand. And then obviously analytics, tracking and monitoring post engagements and refining your content strategy. One thing that I don't think a lot of people may know is that if you have a following on LinkedIn and let's say you start posting consistently and the people who are interacting with your posts, those posts go onto their followers feeds, so you get a little bit more traction and more engagement the more you post and the more that people interact with it, so you start to get a higher reach of people when you're posting more on through LinkedIn. um, so next, I have 4 key takeaways. Again, if you guys have any questions, now is the time to put them in the Q&A. It is open. But 4 key takeaways that I would want for you to keep in mind. Um, so making sure that you are platform specific. So wherever your audience is, that's where you want to be posting. So each social media platform um, attracts distinctive demographics and serves varied interest within those platforms. Then leveraging unique features, so mastering the unique features of each platform, such as Twitter is real-time updates, and LinkedIn's more industry is more like an industry insight. So making sure once you figure out which platform you want to start out, amplify that messaging to gain reach and engagement on your content. And then purpose driven strategy. So, social media is more than just posting content. You want to make sure that you have like a purpose when you are communicating. So, just make sure like the past webinars that I've hosted that you have that you understand what your brand's brand's voice is, who your audience is, and what your mission and vision and your values are, so that that resonates within your content. And then last last takeaway is, again, analytics and being able to adapt with those analytics. So continuously tracking on each of these platforms and making sure that you are understanding what your audience's behaviors and preferences are. And this will also help with what their engagement patterns might be. So again, that could be your what time you're posting. If you have great content, but it's not getting the traction that you need, um, trying to figure out, is it the time that I'm posting? Is it the time when people are active? Or is it the content in general? Like, what am I posting? Why am I posting this? Who is it beneficial for? Keep those questions in mind. And that is all that I have for you guys today. I will leave the Q&A open for just a few more minutes for anyone who may have questions, comments, anything specific to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it. I'm still going to call it Twitter. Um, but yeah, so I'll give you like 1 minute. If nobody has any questions, then that'll be the end of our webinar. So I'll give you a few minutes. Okay. Well, if there's no one has any questions, I appreciate your time in joining me today on this lovely Wednesday. If you would like to follow any of our social channels, I dropped all the links in the chat. I am also going to drop the link for our next lunch and learn for next week, which is how to build a content calendar. So this is one that you do not want to miss, especially if you are starting out in your social media strategy and marketing journey for your brand. Being able to have a month's worth of content is beneficial, and I think that will be helpful to show you how to create that content calendar. So again, if you have any questions, please reach out to any of our social platforms linked below or on the screen, and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week, and I shall see you next week. Bye.